I mean, look, I appreciate what you're saying there about the importance of bringing it to line, but the fundamental question still stands. You told us that you were going to introduce mandatory digital ID cards for all workers, and Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, said this is important because it stops people slipping into the shadow economy, and you change your mind. But look, I know, U-turning can be. If I could just finish the question, that'd be really appreciated. People may say that some U-turns are a good thing because it shows the government is listening, that you're tweaking policy. But the sheer number of U-turns carried out by this government, 13, is there a risk that if you're positioning yourself as a reforming government, as soon as you get a bit of pushback, you crumble?
No, not at all. And I don't accept that this government has done 13 U-turns. Some of those things that people are claiming weren't even in our manifesto. It's right, of course, when new information...
So a U-turn only counts if it's in the manifesto, so we shouldn't trust what the Prime Minister tells us then. I can read some of it to you if you want. So we've got digital ID cards, welfare spending, business rates of pubs, farmers' inheritance tax, winter fuel payments, two-child benefit cap, waspy women conversation, national grooming gangs inquiry. I mean, I could go on.
I'm sorry, Sophie, you've given the example in there, and I can come back on those. It's quite hard when we're not in the studio together to hear every single word you were saying there. But look, take the example of our decision to lift the two-child cap in universal credit. We were always clear as soon as we came into government that we were setting up a child poverty task force, and we'd look at every lever available to us to tackle the problem of child poverty in this country. I don't believe it is a U-turn. No, I don't believe it is a U-turn. And look, you could take other examples that I've seen on that list as well. Look, I expect that there are lots of older women across the country who would say, actually, they would have liked to have seen us do more for women of state pension age. I remember having conversations with my constituents that weren't my constituents before the election because I was simply a candidate, saying, look, I'm not sure that the financial realities that this government is going to inherit is going to enable us to take action on that. So I've been totally honest with people standing before the election and subsequently after the election as well. You talk about trust in politics. I think it's really important that when people think about how this government is delivering on the promises that it made. We said that we would bring stability back to the economy. We've seen interest rates cut 6 times. We've got inflation falling. That will make a real impact in terms of, people who have got mortgages and with the daily cost of living. We've got wages going up faster than prices now. We've also had record investment in the NHS. We promised 2 million more appointments. We've delivered over 5 million more appointments in order to get those NHS waiting lists.
I just have one other question. I was hoping to squeeze in.
Change is going to take time. Change is going to take time, but we are making progress.